So welcome back to part 2. What did we learn in part 1? We started off, we confirmed the customer complaint. Gearbox didn't work. Pulled a fault code for a faulty solenoid. We've dropped the pan, taken the valve body off, confirmed we've got an open circuit on the solenoid. We thought we had an open circuit on. Of course, we could have tested this just at the loom at this end, but yeah, I knew we had a problem, so I'll skip that part. Taking the valve body off, you've seen what we found. So, what are the options to fix this? Well, of course, we could have just been a 2%er, swapped apart, swapped the whole gearbox. May have fixed the problem. Maybe back to square one with a different gearbox problem. The O&M may or may not have a bad reputation. Maybe it depends on how you look after them, but we're going to stick with the one we got. I know I've looked after it pretty well. We've changed the fluid's clear, that's all good. So we've got one faulty solenoid. One option would be just to replace that one solenoid. But given we've had to drop the pan, take the filter off, need to replace the gasket, need to replace 4+ litres of fluid, that's over $100 in parts just there. So we're already a little bit into this project, so we might as well do a bit more work than that. So rather than just replace that one solenoid, we're actually going to replace all of them. And you've seen how brittle the cable is and possibly the high resistance there, so we're going to replace the cable as well. All came as part of a kit, so that's pretty good. Now whilst we're in there, we could leave it at that, just fix the problem, put it back on the road, should be okay. We're actually going to go a little bit further. We're going to see if we can improve the functionality of the valve body. Again, we've got a couple of options here. Probably the preferred one would be just to replace the valve body. Expensive business, so we're not going to go down that road. What we are going to do, we're going to install an overhaul kit on the valve body, which is some new valves and bits. We'll have a good look at that shortly. As far as I can see, there's two different options for the kit. There's the Sonmax kit, which is very comprehensive, but unfortunately needs a lot of special tools. You've got to remount holes and look way too scary. So we've gone for the Transgo kit, which, based on my research, should improve things somewhat, give us a bit more life out of the gearbox, so we can take it from there. So I've had a bit of help getting to this point. Biggest help so far has been a YouTube super subscriber. He'd definitely be in Steve Robb's professional side of the page. It's RHKIPS, I don't know if that's meant to be pronounced somehow, but RH Kips. He's a good fella, knows his way around a gearbox, give me a lot of tips, a lot of advice, made my life a whole lot easier getting to this point. So he's been really good. Other resources for the O&M transmission, KansasCityTDI.com. The guy who runs that site, he's a pro tech, he repairs a lot of O&M gearboxes. There's a lot of information over there, telling you how to do a lot of things there, so that's been a really useful place to read up on. And the other one I stumbled upon recently was a guy with a YouTube channel, Hiram. He fixes gearboxes, transmissions, whatever you call them, and he's actually got a video of installing this kit, so why would you watch me? Go and watch a professional, he'll show you how to do it properly. He was repairing a solenoid issue as well, different solenoid, same outcome, you change the parts and fix the gearbox. So next we'll have a look at the parts I've got in to do the job, tell you about where they came from, how long they take to get here, and all those fun things that most of you won't have a problem with. So over here. Right, so we'll start off, we'll look at the parts we've going to replace. Basic service stuff first. We've got pan gasket and a new built-in filter. It's exactly the same as the one that came off there. I ordered these from MicksGarage, which is based in Dublin, Ireland. Takes about a week to get here. And even though it's the other side of the world, still my cheapest place to buy these bits. Certainly in this quality, heavy Bilstein, OEM kind of stuff. These two together probably, I think, just under $50 delivered. Pretty good. So to go with that, we've got some fluid. We've gone for the Valvoline Max Life full synthetic stuff, designed for higher mileage vehicles. Got 204,000 kilometers at the moment. And this actually conforms to VW TL52162, which is actually the spec we need for this vehicle. So factory spec fluid, different colour to the factory fluid, new pan gasket, new filter. That's $100 we're already into this project. Put these back in the parts department. Next up, we've got our solenoids. Got a full set here. Just take one out of the box here. This is one of them. Looks like a solenoid. Presumably it works like a solenoid. They're all individually labelled. They all come with instructions. Testing procedure. Tells you what to do to get these to work properly. Gives you a bit of confidence that the person who sent these actually knows what's going on, so that's pretty good. And these solenoids also came with a nice new loom. No branding on it, certainly no VW part numbers. Oh no, we do have a VW part number, but whether that's genuine or some Chinese copy, not too sure. Should be genuine for the price. And again, it's got the little temperature sensor. I'll try not to break it. But yeah, that looks a fair bit better condition than the one we've taken off. Then the next step, the Transgo overhaul kit. Got a picture of Mr. Shift on the front. A little bit like me, I suppose. So next I'll give you a close-up, we'll unbox this, show you what it comes with, show you what problems it's supposed to fix. Okay, our Transgo shift kit. You've already seen the harness removal tool that comes as part of the kit. The kit costs around $60. I'll put all the links in the description here. So you got the tool for removing the loom. As you saw, that actually worked pretty well. You can wiggle them out with screwdrivers, but obviously increases your chance of breaking things. So we got some instructions. That's a big help. What else have we got in here? We have some scary looking small transmission parts. See if I can tell you what these are. So in this kit we have a new lock-up bushing and valve. That replaces one that commonly wears. We have a new PR valve. What does that stand for? That stands for pressure regulator valve. I know in my day job PR means something quite different. We won't even go there. Comes with a new spring. And we also have a new spring for the boost regulator. New spring, new end cap, a circlip and a pin to hold that at the correct depth. There's some adjustment there. You've got the tool here which sets the depth for the whatever that is, that valve. We also have, it's also a drill bit, which is probably the most terrifying part of this whole process. There's a hole that needs enlarging to 0.093. No scale on there. Don't know if that's meters, feet, inches, hogsheads. That hole needs to be bigger. It needs to be that size. So we'll drill that one out. some little tiny springs that support one of the check balls. There we go. They're the parts we're going to be changing. Looks pretty scary to me, but I'm sure we'll get there. What could possibly go wrong? Right, so you've seen my parts. I suppose you need to see the tools. Transmission work can be a bit specialised, and we need not too many specialist tools, but a couple. The first one is the valve body bolts. You saw those being taken out. They get tightened to 44 inch-pounds, which in English is 4.97 Newton meters, which hopefully my 5 to 25 Newton meter quality Teng Tools, looking for sponsorship, Teng Tools torque wrench should cope with those. They are very sensitive, these bolts. This is the best shot to get it right without spending heaps of money on a fancier torque wrench. So special tool number one. Next, when working on automatic transmissions, cleanliness is probably the most important thing. If you ever read a Haynes manual, it always tells you that there must be kind of laboratory style cleanliness before you open service or even look at an automatic transmission. So we splashed out brand new bucket for cleaning. Once we disassembled the valve body, this will be our parts washer. In terms of cleaning spirits, I was talking to my buddy, because you've got to be fairly careful with what you use on an aluminium valve body in case it corrodes it, distorts it, does weird stuff to it. So I suggested mineral spirits. And he's was amazed that you could still buy it over here. Yeah, Clean Green New Zealand, we can buy pretty much anything. Things that have been long banned elsewhere in the world. Now, if you've seen the Hiram's video, he's got some real magic looking transmission valve bore brushes. I couldn't find little brushes like that anywhere, so I've resorted to this. We've got a universal gun cleaning kit, which has got all the brushes we could ever want. So we've got these nice soft brass brushes that can clean out, deburr, tidy up all the valve body, all the valve holes, bores, bits of the gearbox. That's pretty much it in terms of tools. And next we've got to actually do some work, so fingers crossed we don't wreck it. Right, so the first step is going to be to take the solenoids out. 4 on this side, 5 on this side, held in by a 246 T25 screws, bolts. Seem quite tight. Needs to be a bit of tension behind this plate. Okay, so we'll put the bracket and the screws there and put them back down. Made a little chart here so we can keep the valves, solenoids and whatever else, and valves and all those kind of bits together. That's our faulty one. Oops. Stay in your zone, buddy. So far so good. Get the contents of each one of these out. Okay, that's our our manual valve, we'll put that there. That's the one we unhooked before. Need a wee magnet to entice these bits out. So we've got a John Deere magnet. Makes all the difference. Of course it's non-ferrous. All non-ferrous, that's handy, eh? That seemed to do it. So that's number 2 there. Okay, so we've got those 4 out, just trying to work on the last one there, N89. Important tip I was given, don't force anything. If it doesn't want to come, find another way. And don't drop your valve body. Next step, got to undo this plastic bit. This bit gets reused. It's just a part turn. Add a spring. A keeper. What else we got in there? Yeah, that's the pressure release valve. One we're going to replace with that big bugger of a thing. Now I'm going to remove the boost regulator. It's behind this star-shaped thing here. And this bit I think we end up having to break the tabs off this to get it to come out. So this thing's got a one-way kind of ratchety action, so just need to indent the tabs. Or just breaking the tabs off. That works for me since we're replacing it. Didn't need that. Didn't need that. Now we can just undo the pressure regulator. So we've got a spring. Regulator. Right, next step. Take out the last 2 valves. Another bit of storage area for those 2. We've got two T25. Two screws and a bracket. First solenoids. Nothing to come out of that hole. Second solenoid, nothing to come out of that hole. There we go. So look at that, we've got most of the bits out. We can go on to the next step. Okay, now we've got to take the plate, the two sides off the valve body. Again, there's two screws on here. Get the T25s. Well, this is where you have to start to be even more careful, because this is when we start dealing with check balls and springs and a whole heap of dog shit you don't want to get mixed up in. There we are, so there's check ball number one with a spring on it. We've managed to keep the spring. Okay, we'll leave that just there where it should be. Alright, the separator plate. That's come off nice and cleanly. So we'll turn that over. We've got no more balls, and then we'll undo this plate. Right, then under this one there may be 2 or 3 check balls. See 2 so far. Should be one with a little doohickey on top. Oh no, we've got 4. Oh yeah. Should have 4. So 2 smaller ones, 0.235. The 295, and we should have a 295 with a little something on top. We do not have a little something on top. Number 1. John Deere to the rescue. Oh yeah, we do have a little thingy on top. There we go. You know, I think that looks like R2D2 to me. But also see if we can identify the hole we have to drill. Looks a lot like that one. So first of all, just drop our hands. Yeah, we definitely need to enlarge that hole. Right, so we just had to upgrade to a Thomas XOV CDS glove, just so long, because I'm just learning to be as good as him. Alright, so that's all apart. Then, because we might spill into day 2 of actually fixing it, it's kind of 9:30 at night. Might just bag up each solenoid and valve. Just so we know which is which, so we can come back to it tomorrow. Well, here we're going to screw into the valve body. That was our next shot there. So there's already a hole there, it just needs to be bigger, so we'll make sure we're shit, that was scary. But yeah, we have now drilled into our valve body. There's no going back now. There's actually one more valve to take out. I have no idea what it does. Oh, it's springy, I can tell you that. There we go. That just wiggles out too, so for UE. We've still got that one valve in there. Oh yeah, it does come out. That's one of the bits we're actually going to change. So this is part of our N89. Get up. That pressure relief valve. Just feeling like there is a wee bit of stick in there. Not a stick, but there's a wee bit of stick in it. Plus there's a valve. And a spring, sugar. Right, so that's everything off the valve body that we're going to take off the valve body. Okay, so that's all good. Next we'll get our bucket, our nice brand new bucket, and we're going to give it a good clean.